Good morning and welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get together live here on Facebook, where we take a look at headlines from our city, our state, and our country. We take a look at your comments, ideas, questions, and suggestions, and we combine and we pick our noses. Yes, we do. And we combine all this information so that we can hopefully have a more connected life here in Puerto Vallarta as a community of English-speaking locals. Today is May 11. Yesterday was Mother's Day. If you are a mother living in Puerto Vallarta or anywhere in Mexico, I hope you had the most wonderful celebration. As always, we welcome people that join us for the first time. And if this fits your bill and you want to give us the opportunity to give you a nice little welcome, all you have to do is write the word new in your comment, and we'll be so very happy to give you a little friendly welcome. Of course, we don't have live commenting for our friends on YouTube, but we do. Is that a good heart? I always try to get a decent heart. I don't know. We love you. We love you. We love our friends in YouTube, and we love the fact that you like our videos and that you're subscribed to our channel. It is a pleasure to connect with you as well. If you have something truly important that you wish to share during this morning's broadcast, and you can handle the heat, oh my God, just add a capital letter Q to your comment, and I'll be happy to try to address it during the broadcast. So, by the way, this kind of yarn is precisely what I went looking for in Guadalajara, but I couldn't find it anywhere. I'm bummed out, so I'm getting in touch with the manufacturer to see if I can find it elsewhere. I love making things with it. Here's a little baby coaster. Come on, focus, baby coaster. There it is. A little baby coaster with my multicolor yarn. Anyhow, we have news. There's a new person. Fantastic. Welcome, John, wherever you are. I hope you find something useful here at Coffee and Headlines. Welcome to our cluster. Today we are featuring news, further clarification about face masks. We have faux pas by our mayor. We have more news about how the city is preparing for the rain season. We have news about weather, and we have news about beer with THC. Sign me up. Okay, so in case you missed the memo, Governor Alfaro, our governor, announced that wearing face masks in the state of Jalisco is no longer mandatory, but there are some exceptions that are worth mentioning again, just in case. Face mask use is still mandatory in public transportation, which includes not only buses, but also in taxis, Ubers, and other platforms, and of course at the airport and bus terminals. And of course, face mask use is still mandatory in hospitals and medical centers. I took a little escape out of the house yesterday, and I saw some people wearing them. I saw some people not wearing them. What have you seen? What have you noticed in Puerto Vallarta as far as face masks are concerned? Feel free to share a comment, and we'll take a look at it in a little while. Also, I want to let you know that Puerto Vallarta Mayor Luis Michel had to offer a public apology due to the fact that a public memorial for women women that have been victims of violence was apparently removed from its location, presumably at the small park where the Libramiento meets with Francisco Medina Asensio Avenue. Bad timing, given the fact that violence against women is a serious problem in our state. In his apology, Mayor Michel indicated that the removal was not the result of a direct order from him and that he would never do such a thing. That said, Mayor Michel failed to indicate who in his administration would do such a thing, or why, or whether there will be any consequences. Are you surprised? Neither am I. So we still have a few weeks to go before it starts raining in Puerto Vallarta, but the city has been busy preparing for the rain season with all sorts of infrastructure projects, such as the one we've been talking about in the last couple of broadcasts at Las Juntas. But the one that is most noticeable is the dredging of local rivers, the Cuale and the Pitillal, to prevent flooding that could risk lives in nearby constructions. To date, 18,194 cubic meters of stuff, of material, have been removed from not only the rivers, but also from water canals in Los Tules, in La Vena, in Libramiento, Santa Maria, and others. We have other related news to share with you, other weather-related news to share with you, right after the weather break. Rest in peace, iPod, says Snarky Carrot Weather. And yes, Apple Computer announced that they will no longer make the iconic music player. I know that I've had several iPods in my life, and I will certainly miss not having them anymore. But that's not about the weather. The weather says 27 degrees right now, 27 Celsius, feels like 28. Our humidity is higher than yesterday. It is high at 62%. Our temperature in Fahrenheit degrees is 81, and the weather forecast for this hump day says humid throughout the day, you think, with a high temperature of 31 and a low temperature of 23. Tomorrow, Thursday, it'll be humid and partly cloudy with a high temperature of 32 and a low temperature of 22. And we will end the work week on Friday with another humid and partly cloudy day, a high of 31 and a low of 21 degrees. Are you surprised? I am not. But let me tell you, this weather is something that, it happens every year. Do you remember last summer when we kept looking at the weather map in search of tropical storms? Well, summer is not even here yet, but there is already a name for the first tropical storm of the season here in the Pacific, and she could develop as soon as this coming weekend, according to the National Weather Service. How do I know she's a she? Well, because they named her Agatha. Here is our windy map. I don't see much signs of an Agatha here. It could be down there, or it could be over here, but one way or another, it's almost the time of the year in which we start referencing our windy map to see when the storms are coming or going. Meanwhile, the entire state of Jalisco and large part of the country, for that matter, seems to be in the middle of a nasty heat wave, and we could attest to that while we were in Guadalajara this past weekend. Boy, was it hot. Temperatures as high as 45 degrees Celsius are expected in parts of the state and other parts of the country. To make things more interesting, a tsunami drill has been scheduled for this coming Monday, May 16 at 10:40 a.m., and local hotels and other businesses are expected to participate. If this is a new thing for you, yes, we do have the potential of tsunamis here in Puerto Vallarta. And there are these structures around the city that you may or may not have noticed because they're just sitting there until they start blasting some crazy noise. And then you start thinking, what the hell is going on? Now, the good thing is that it'll happen during our broadcast. So if someone starts wigging out due to the tsunami alarms and the sirens, we will cheerfully remind you that it is just a practice run. How do you keep cool during this time of the year? Well, there is CBD this, and there is THC that, and now the nice folks at Los Cuentos Tap Room have announced limited availability of a craft beer manufactured in Sayulita that contains THC. It is called Yambak Kush Ale. And now the question is, how do you know if you are getting drunk or stoned when you drink it? Or maybe a little bit of both. I suppose we'll have to do some field research to find out. And in case you've missed out on past reports, we have raved about Los Cuentos Tap Room in Versalles in the past due to their great selection of beer, the fact that they're air conditioned, and of course the beautiful nibble food menu that they offer featuring traditional flavors from the state of Oaxaca. So I'm ready to go there if you are. And if you haven't had a chance to visit Los Muertos Tap Room, it's tiny, 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 but it is a wonderful and very refreshing place. Um, I wanted to share this post, this post from our dear friend Candace Shaw, who is, as you know, the most accomplished dog matchmaker in town. We applaud Candace because she's always busy finding transport for furry friends heading up north. And apparently, there is this little guy called Finn who needs a flight angel to his forever family in Toronto. So, if you know of anyone that is heading north, um, here is an opportunity to do something wonderful for not only this little pooch, but also his future family. I also have a reminder for you of the fact that the Damajuana Raicilla Festival is just around the corner. It will take place um, this coming weekend at the Isla Rio Cuale. You will have the opportunity of enjoying live music, food, and tastings from regional raicilla manufacturers. If you enjoy raicilla, this will be a place to go. This will be an outdoor festival, and it should be a lot of fun. And hopefully, they will also have opportunities to purchase raicilla if you enjoy the spirit. Last but not least, we're just flying through all these news. There's never a shortage for yours truly to find carrots in Guadalajara, or reasons to go back to Guadalajara. And the latest one is, for me anyway, is this beautiful performance, this concert that will take place on October 28th by Salsa King Willie Colon. If you enjoy salsa music, Willie Colon is essential. His importance in the repertoire cannot be overstated. He has been in business for 53 years and is considered by some to be the architect of urban salsa. He started in the 60s, and I know his music very well because my father used to love his music. Here is the poster in case I didn't show it to you. And if you do not know salsa music, oh my gosh, listening to a live salsa orchestra is one of the most festive things you can possibly enjoy. And tickets are expensive, but I'm sure they'll be worth every peso. Again, this is happening in October, so you have plenty of time to budget and plan a trip to Guadalajara if salsa is your thing. And now, let us take a quick look at your comments. Whoa, I moved my screen. I didn't mean to do that. There you go. Let's see what you guys are up to this beautiful morning. Lots of hellos, as always, and we appreciate every single one of them, whether they are coming from Ventura, California, or east of the Tennessee, no, from the East Tennessee mountains. It is so nice that we'll come together at this time every day It's so good to read you. Kathy says good morning as well. She's counting days from Oakland, California. Great to read you and great to see you as always. Let's see what else we have. Lots of welcomes for our new friend John Morgan. Um, Kimberly asks, what kind of yarn is it? Thank you very much, Kimberly. It is cotton yarn. It is made by a Mexican company called Ilazas Omega, and it's one of their few variegated yarns, and I love it. And I'm presently getting in touch with the manufacturer just to see if they can send a special package to me. But thank you so much for offering. I will definitely keep you posted. Let's see what else we have. I'm also curious, by the way, what are your summer plans? You know, it's interesting because as I find friends of mine that are seasonal that are leaving, a common conversation is, what are your plans for the summer? So if you have any interesting plans for the next few months that you wish to share with us, I would love to learn about it so that you can take us along in your ride. Gary comments, let us know what kind of yarn. I can see if we have it here in Chicago and I can bring some. Thank you so very much, Gary. There are a couple of American made yarns that I love. And if I get tempted to Amazon something, trust me, you'll be the first person to know. And I very much appreciate your kind gesture. Um, Went to Starbucks in La Isla yesterday and was required a face mask. Well, Bob, I would not necessarily hold it against them. I wonder what will happen with businesses that continue to require it even when the mandate has been lifted. Ultimately, I suppose it's a business prerogative to do whatever they want. Anyhow, um, it'll be interesting, and I appreciate the fact that you had to. Well, I don't know. Did you want to wear the face mask? Did you not want to wear the face mask? What was it like for you to be expected to wear the face mask when you're supposed to not have to wear it anymore? Um, let's see. Javier sticks with face masks. They can have my face mask when they pull it off my dead cold face. Let's hope it just does not go. It does not go that far, Javier. Certainly. Let's see what else we have. Patty says, have to Google Paco's Facebook page to get in even when I set a reminder. How bizarre. Um, let's see what else we have. Do, 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 da, 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 da. Hey, Michael. I'm having Michael withdrawal because I haven't seen you in forever. The right side of the hand clearing for the rain season and the left hand dumping the remainder cement that is left over along the Rio Quale from the repairs of the market. Watched this happening last night in disbelief and took a video. Well, I know that on the Rio Quale they have a ton of debris to lift from all the repairs and the construction. Let us just keep our fingers crossed and hope that this gets done before it starts raining. Beer with THC or CBD as stated in the written intro to today's broadcast, asks Harold Sokolov. Well, if I recall correctly, I may have written CBD, but then in looking at the announcement said THC. Where did the announcement go? Los cuentos. Los cuentos. Here we go. It says the beer has THC. There you have it. Boom, pam, 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 pam. Let's see what else. Sula Society Dog Shelter also needs flight angels to Canada from PBR. Never heard of them, and hopefully they will be smart and they will publish their needs in social media so that we can find their headlines and we can publicize them here. Random comment, had dinner at Siam 2 weeks ago. Food and service were amazing. That is never random. We love to hear about restaurant reports, Gary, and of course, Siam is one of our favorite restaurants. Thank you so much for sharing it. Let's see. Bob is flying to Hawaii in July to visit daughter and family. Excited. That sounds like a lot of fun, Bob. Sounds like a great thing to do this summer. I don't know what the weather is like in Hawaii during the summer, but I certainly hope it's favorable. Den says our plans are to go to what feels like endless doctor appointments as we have to fit them in during the time we are back here. Den, I hope you and Kathy come back safe and sound in the fall. You are such an important part of the cluster and my life. Let's see what else. Oh my God, Albert is going canoeing. That sounds exciting. Carrying a 70-pound backpack. That sounds butch. Raymond is going home to Southern California for a visit at the end of June. How wonderful. Um, Bob reports back on Starbucks. Face mask was okay because for only a minute until I went to my table to drink the coffee. See, it's not a big deal. I'm glad you enjoyed the coffee. I'm envious because Dave is going to Chiapas. How fun. And Tokyo and Paris. Oh my goodness. Lovely. Pat went to Liverpool yesterday, and most folks were wearing masks except for tourists. Well, one of the things that we were commenting yesterday is that while we are hungry for news, or at least some of us are, there are a lot of people that don't read the papers and don't read the mandates. So for all I know, there are a bunch of people in the city that don't know that they now have a choice to not wear a face mask if they choose not to. As for myself, I will continue to be on the cautious side. Needless to say, I carry a face mask or two in my purse at all times, just in case they are needed. Let's see what else. Da 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 da. Brian says, darn, I missed the yarn talk. We can always talk yarn, Brian. It's a beautiful thing. Let's see. Mateo, who is our favorite music correspondent in Mexico City and a talented musician, is finally doing in person music lessons. I couldn't be happier. Never in my life do I ever want to have to give lessons via Zoom, and never again. I just can't imagine how can one successfully teach music via Zoom. But how good that you're back to teaching and connecting with your students in person. That is absolutely wonderful. I can relate to this. Drinking beer with THC would cost me to eat all the nuts on the bar. I love it. Uh, let's see what else. My goodness, lots of traveling going on. Going to Israel and Egypt in September, says Mark. That is absolutely wonderful. I don't know that I'm going to be doing much traveling this summer. I will definitely want to go back to Guadalajara at some point, and I know that I will definitely want to go to San Sebastián del Oeste to spend a weekend or two when the weather starts getting a little dicey here in Puerto Vallarta. But of course, we will continue to report as we did last summer and the summer before every single day, because it's fascinating to me how our lives shift during the summer for those of us that live here. And for those folks that are considering coming to Puerto Vallarta in the summer, please remind them, that it is not a low season. It's a different season. It's a value season. It's a definitely warm and humid season, but there are lots of things that can be enjoyed in the city. What are those things? Well, continue to stick around, because that's exactly what we're here for, to connect with whatever we can find that we can enjoy, from potty beer to opportunities to do kind things for friends and neighbors. So this brings us to an end of today's broadcast, our Schwitzy broadcast, our iced coffee and headlines for the day. I hope you will have a wonderful hump day today. We will be walking before the end of the week. I still don't know where or when, but we will definitely be walking as we have some errands to run around the city. Between now and then, kindly stay happy, stay kind, stay friendly, stay cool, and last but not least, stay in touch. Have a great Wednesday.